casual wrestling community show. You already know, talking WWE.
So let's get into the big questions I had coming out of this last week of wrestling, starting right off. So Gunther, aka Walter, or formerly known as Walter, debuted on last week's SmackDown. And I have a question for the CWC and for social media. See if you guys can help me out. Okay. What do casual wrestling fans that may not watch NXT need to know about Gunther? And I'll give my take on some of the things because I happen to go in and do a little bit of research of my own. And I want you guys to contribute and add into the comments of this video and let me know what I might have missed, because I just did some bare minimum research to know this is what you guys in the CWC need to know about Gunther if you don't already know. Mm-hmm. All right, so Gunther, Lauren, he's now on SmackDown. You know this. You saw this, correct?
I did, yes.
And me and you both, we have very limited knowledge of NXT, especially NXT Europe. So I went in and I've seen Gunther before. I've seen Walter. I've seen him in video games. I've seen him in video clip packages. I've tried watching NXT, and there he is. He appeared on the show. And he's a guy who I've seen, and the times I've seen him, he was a heavier gentleman. Big, heavier gentleman. All of a sudden, he appears on my screen on SmackDown, and he's a fucking lean, mean fighting machine. He looks like he came to SmackDown to do business. This dude's dropped some LBs, and he looks like he's ready to go to war. Now, in my research, I found out that Gunther, he was a trainer at WXW Wrestling. So he spent some time at WXW Wrestling, a promotion I have zero clue what it is, but he did also do some training.
All right.
Having said that, he was born in 1987, the same year you were born. Uh-huh. That makes him 34 years old, I believe. Don't know exactly when his birthday is, but he's in that range of 34 years old. So he's an older gentleman.
Are you calling me an older lady?
No, but he's not one of these young spry guys coming out of NXT, which was interesting to me because with sometimes I can't guess people's age. I could have said he was anywhere from 25 to 40. I had no clue, but we're going to land on around 34 years old. He's Austrian, but he lived in Germany at the age of 20 because his ex-wife moved there for work and something to do with family ties and things like that. He had to move there, so he grew up in Germany. Gunther is dating NXT superstar Jinny. So if you don't know who that is, you could look her up. Apparently, Gunther is famous for these massive chops. Now, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
We saw a lot of this at RCW. These chops where they just chop the shit out of each other's chest. So Gunther he's famous for these chops that sound like massive gunshots. And apparently, like when people leave a match with Gunther, they're just bruised up in the chest. They're just all tore up. Did you find Jinny?
I'm looking right now for Jinny.
Okay. She's NXT UK star.
Okay,
Jinny.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So apparently there's a lot of people who don't want to wrestle or get in the ring with Gunther because he does leave you pretty banged up when you leave. Now, Gunther holds the record for the longest NXT UK champion at 870 days.
Damn.
That's coming from Wiki. I can't confirm it, but that's a lot of fucking days. Yeah. 870 is what? 3, 6? That's almost 3 years. It's almost 3 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a long time to hold that belt. That's old school wrestling there. And maybe that's Wiki. So I don't know. Maybe that's
I found
wrong.
her.
You found her?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see Gunther and Jinny there?
Mm-hmm.
We can add a picture to the social media version of this video. But my question is to the CWC, what matches do me and Lauren need to go back and watch to learn more about Gunther, aka Walter, from NXT UK and NXT? Like, what do we need to go see so we can get a real feel for who Gunther is? Because all I see is just a big, scary motherfucker on my TV. And I don't know if he can wrestle. I don't know what he can do. And I can't even get a read. Like, could you get a read? I don't know if he's babyface or was he heel?
I had
He
no
just
idea.
came out and beat the life out of that poor little guy that was in the ring.
I just said,
Just
damn.
like 3 minutes of brutality, just beating the life and toying with him. And he's got Gunther's got a partner named Ludwig Kaiser.
So I knew who Ludwig was.
So you had heard of him. I hadn't. I don't know the NXT roster. So when these guys come up, they're a surprise to me.
That's not his real name. His name was something else, and they changed it to Ludwig.
Okay, so he was something else in NXT, and he got the name swap treatment when he came to SmackDown.
Yes.
Oh, love it. Love how WWE does that. Just take a
was
guy that everybody
making fun of
knows.
his name, and so that's why
Gotcha.
I knew what the name was.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know anything about him. Don't know anything about him either.
Yeah.
But if I was Ricochet on SmackDown, I'd be worried because that IC belt, it seems like it would look real pretty around Gunther's waist. It seems like that's the first stop for Gunther, I'm guessing. Because you're not going to throw him straight to the Wolves with Roman. And, you know, and you're not going to throw him to the Wolves with like, or maybe a tag team. I don't think the Usos have anything to be worried about. I think his first stop is going to be that IC belt. But we got a few new fresh faces on SmackDown this week. Yeah. We got Gunther, we got Ludwig Kaiser, as well as we got Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Who was formerly Raquel Gonzalez, I believe.
Yeah.
Step in the ring, if you ready, let's go. Hey, casual wrestling community show. You already know, talking WWE. Keep it rolling and hosted by Notorious Nerdy D. Dope show that you gon' find. Tune in cause it's online. Hit 'em with a figure 4 leg lock, power driver or clothesline.